full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name's Amanda, welcome. If you've been here for a while, then welcome back. I'm so glad to have each and every one of y'all here. So today is Monday, which means I'll be resetting the house, living room, kitchen, and hopefully giving y'all some encouragement. I will share the devotional, which I'm really excited about. And I'm just so thankful for each and every one of y'all being here, for taking the time to watch my videos. I'm grateful for each and every single one of y'all. I love you guys. I hope that y'all are having a fantastic Monday. I hope y'all have a blessed rest of the week. And yeah, I guess I will put a little bit of music on and I'll come back in a little bit and talk to y'all guys about some things and share the devotional.
Of you. Ooh, ooh, you. Ooh. So slow. Hold you in my arms, won't let go. The world around could pass us by. A thunderstorm, a lightning strike, as we hold each other tight.
So y'all, I want to share the devotional from the devotional coloring book Be Still and Know. And the title of today's devotion is The Latter and the Former Rain. And the verse is from Jeremiah 5:24, and it reads, "Fear the Lord our God that giveth rain, both the former and the latter in his seasons." And it reads, "Farmers know when a bad cloud comes up, they're fixing to have a gully washer. But the rain in Israel only came twice a year for farmers. Israel was not located near abundant sources of water like the Nile or the Euphrates, probably because God wanted them to depend solely on Him to provide all the water that they needed. The former rains, or autumn rains, which fall October through November, are gentle showers that soften the ground for planting. But the latter are spring rains, March through April, and these rains come down harder and can cause flooding and destruction. But in James 5:7, we see the comparison of the former and latter rains to the Spirit of God. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and hath long patience for it, until he receive the early and latter rain. These rains represent God's provision and grace to us, just as the rains provided water for people, crops, and animals to survive throughout the year. God has an abundance of blessings in store for us. He promises that He will pour His Spirit out on all flesh in the last days, an outpouring on all God's people from every nation and tongue, just as the former rains prepared the land for seed and the latter rains for harvest. God will rain down His Spirit on us in the last days and bring in an abundance of souls to His glory. Father, patience is difficult for many of us, but I believe your promise that patience is a fruit grown by the Holy Spirit. Bless me as I grow deeper into your love and abundance. And I was blessed by this devotional very much. And the part really spoke to me where it was talking about how they're not near the Nile and Euphrates because God wanted them to depend solely upon Him to provide the water they needed, just completely dependent on Him. And it reminded me a few months ago, our oldest he was having problems with a tooth that had a filling, and it was having issues. Anyways, we took him to two different dentists, and they were saying root canal, and that's expensive. I'm not sure if any of y'all have ever been through that situation, but it's definitely expensive, and it was just not an option for us at all. Like, that's just not anything. We couldn't come up with $2,500, and it makes you feel bad and as a parent because you want to do whatever you can to meet the needs of your children. So we began praying about it, and I reached out to some Christian ladies that I knew, sweet friends, sisters of mine, and they were praying with us. And we called a new dentist that come to our little town and set up an appointment. And mind you, we actually we were calling on Monday. We hadn't even had the appointment set up yet. And somebody near and dear to us, I'm not going to, say their name or anything, but come up to us and handed me something and said, God said you might need this. And I didn't even look, didn't pay no attention. We were at church. So when church was over, I looked and it was the exact amount of money that we needed for what he needed done for that tooth. The new dentist figured out that the tooth needed to be pulled and bone grafts and all that done. And mind you, we didn't even have the appointment yet. We called the next day, that was Sunday. We called Monday and got the appointment for 2 days later. And when we went into that appointment and he starts talking bone grafts and pulling and, all the things that needed to be done, me and my husband's looking at each other like, When we went out and the receptionist gives us the total, the only part that the money we got from this person didn't cover was $4. The part we paid was $4. God knew exactly what we needed, and he met the need before the appointment was even made. And that's what this devotional reminds me of, and it's such a blessing. And that's why I love that song, Right on Time by the McCameys, because he doesn't come early, he doesn't come late, he is right on time. And it is a blessing, and I am so, so thankful for it. So y'all, I've been doing a lot of thinking, probably the last week or so, and it's just something I've been thinking about an awful lot, and I just wanted to kind of share with y'all. So it's just been my thoughts on being a homemaker, being a Christian homemaker, and what exactly that entails and what it means, but also been focusing on my struggles. And my husband and I have been married for 18 years, and we have our 2 boys, 16 and 12, and I am far from the perfect homemaker, far from it. Am I better than what I used to be? Absolutely, yes I am. And I'm thankful for the women in my life and the Lord that have helped me on this journey. I really appreciate it. And it's funny, even as a little girl, I was always kind of obsessed and looked up to like the 50s housewives, Leave It to Beaver and those type of shows. And, were kind of an influence. That's what I grew up watching. And I don't know, I struggle, and I'm just going to tell you, this is one of my main struggles, I feel like, is the kind of type A personality that I have. And what I mean by that is I like to have structure and schedule, but it's hard for me to regroup once something's been thrown in, to kind of mix it up. If I have something set in my mind, like planning out the day or even planning out meals, and if something happens, which happens quite often, and I feel like that's God's trying to help me with that. So it's kind of like a wrench is thrown into the plans, and it's hard for me to regroup and continue with how I had planned. It's like, well, this thing didn't happen, so it's messed up the whole day. And that is something I have been trying to work on, because as a homeschooling mama, most of the time things aren't exactly how you plan, on a day-to-day basis by the week. I like to plan by the week, but also, things come up and plans change. And I'm just trying to get better about kind of rolling with it and just, going about it, and realizing that just because, we have to leave at a certain time and won't be back doesn't mean everything else is thrown off. Just tweak the schedule a little bit and, continue with the day. It doesn't have to be a complete, loss of a day just because things don't work out the way that I have planned. But I am I'm very much I very much struggle with that. And then so I was just kind of wondering, if y'all feel like if there's one thing that y'all feel like y'all struggle with homemaking. That's my main setback now. Of course, I have days where motivation's not there, and that's the good thing about filming and stuff, is if you have a schedule, then you need a video out for that day. So, but there are days where the motivation is definitely lacking, and that's the good thing about watching other YouTubers that are cleaning and stuff. It definitely helps me to be motivated. And that's like, if company's coming, of course you want to get your house in order. You want it to look good and be presentable when they come. And YouTube can kind of be like that too. It's the motivation you need to get you started, especially on the big jobs. But yeah, that's where I struggle, and that's where I'm working on to kind of just roll with it and change. Just because I had something on the menu for today, well, if that don't work out, then we can have it tomorrow, whatever. Just learning to let go a little bit, not be so controlling over that. That's definitely something that I am working on and need to continue to work on. And like I said, the Lord is helping me with that. But I just wanted to talk to you a minute, and y'all let me know in the comments. Is there something that you struggle with in your homemaking journey? I'd love to hear about it. So y'all, we're coming to the end of today's video. I just want to thank y'all so much again for being here and for watching. It means a ton to me. If you haven't already and you like the content, then please subscribe and stick around. I'd love to have you here. I feel like I have one of the best community of subscribers here. Y'all are a blessing. And it's a blessing to me to know that y'all, I've got a bunch of praying family is what I consider y'all. It's just a blessing. I hope that y'all have a wonderful week, and Lord willing, we will see y'all on the next one. Be blessed.